Hey guys, welcome back. Hustle and Grind Pod here. We've got a guest. You are not going to want to miss this one. I know we've said that before, but for real this time. Meaghan Terzis. She is the owner of F45, FS8, and she's got this other little thing going on called the Coffee Club. You want to tune in. So many lessons. If you're interested in business and entrepreneurship or leadership or just having a good chuckle, this is a good episode for you. Get into it. We'll see you there.
Okay, we're rocking. Meaghan Terzis, welcome to the pod. We are so excited to have you on here today. I mean, you're definitely someone that we're in season 3 now. You're definitely someone we've been talking about for a while now, just kind of like, we got to get her on. We're pumped. We got a lot to talk about for sure, a lot to dig into. You're a beast out there for sure. You're everywhere, man. I mean, you got,
let her tell us about where she's at.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So nice to have you.
Well, thank you guys for having me. This is such an honor, and I've been following along with your guys' journey through the podcast.
Thank
and actually,
you.
I know quite a few people that you guys have had on here who are good friends of mine and entrepreneurs that I look up to. So, yes, it's a privilege to be here. So thank you.
Oh, it's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're busy, as Ryan was saying. Mm-hmm. What are you up to?
Let's
little this,
see.
little that.
Where do I begin?
Mm-hmm.
So I am one of the owners of F45 London. So my business partner, Amy, and we own F45 West Bend and F45 Masonville. And we took those over. So it's been 2 years. So it hasn't actually been that long, but it's
gone by pretty quick, probably.
It's gone by fast. And then 6 months later, after buying West Bend, we bought Masonville. So it was like a lot.
Yeah.
But the transformation that we've seen that these gyms go through has been absolutely phenomenal. And the members love it. And you know what? Our team, our coaches, and like that right there, we've had some things happen over the last several months where, things have popped up like team trainings in Toronto, and it's like, hey guys, this is happening. 12 people put their hands up to volunteer to go to it. And like, they're just so bought into the brand and our values and what we stand for. And so to be 2 years in and to see the growth and to see the team has been absolutely incredible. So that's amazing. And not only that, but like, since we've come into F45 as well, we're also getting recognized by headquarters.
Wow.
And, like, F45 is a big company. They're actually going to be flying into London on Friday, and they are doing a big global campaign with our studios.
Wow.
So it is,
That's exciting.
It's a flex. And the reason I say this is it's a testament to the hard work that we've put in. And they're going to be featuring our gyms and
right on.
Yeah.
That's
and then we
exciting.
have FS8, which is our Pilates
Want to
studio,
talk about that for sure.
which we'll dive into. It's such a great concept, and it's under the F45 umbrella. So it's all on brand, but it's giving people the opportunity to have a high impact and a low impact workout. Still, that high energy community is like number one for us when it comes to the gyms. So we're able to kind of touch on everything for anyone.
Yeah,
which is
that's
great.
amazing.
The resistance, the hybrids, the Pilates.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But and sorry, Ryan.
It's all
but
good.
that's not even all you're up to. That's just
scratching the surface.
We still got some other stuff going on. So maybe if you don't mind, share what else that is, and then we'll kind of see where we go.
Yeah. So back in February, I took on my business partner Nolan Lynch and I started the Coffee Club, and it's kind of made some noise here in London.
Yeah, I would say.
And a lot of people are excited about it, and I feel like it was something that London needed in terms of like, a little bit more of a community aspect, but also just something fun. Maybe even for like that, 30 to 35 plus age group where we kind of, I don't know about you guys, but I just can't do the clubbing late nights. I can't, I want to be up early the next day. I want to get to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like crap anymore. So we, and the Coffee Club was something that kind of came because we saw what Toronto was doing. We saw what LA was doing, and we're like, why can't we bring this to our city? Why can't we do something that's a day party that's focused around like the healthy person's version of clubbing, right?
Yeah.
Coffee, iced coffees now we do as well. But then it's also the option for those that want to have the day drinking day party.
Espresso martini, anybody?
Yes,
That sounds
and
wonderful.
I think like pick your poison. Like for me, I personally do not drink alcohol at these events because, well, A, I'm working, but B, I need to be out by 3 so I can go get my groceries.
Yeah.
But it's like such a fun party, and we've used different local DJs, and we've really landed on a few DJs that really kind of bring that like house EDM vibe, which I feel is kind of what ties into what makes coffee clubs so cool. And so it's just been a really fun journey of watching this evolve in such a short amount of time. This launched in February when we started in a coffee shop.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, I've seen that, and I know several people that that have gone to this. I think, we got to get off our ass and get to one of these things too, Scott.
Dude,
But
if I was just sitting around doing nothing on a Sunday, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt. But there's a good chance I'm shuttling and standing on a bench.
But what a great, I mean, for busy, kind of 35 and over people, this is a great kind of networking alternative, right? Because I know the four of us, Alex included, we've all been to these networking events where it's just kind of dry, you're exchanging business cards. And like when I saw you guys do this, I'm like, I remember thinking, this is interesting. Like it's different. There's something different going on. I remember seeing like you guys kind of launching this thing, and I didn't quite understand what it was until you really started doing it. And I'm like, oh, what? Okay, now I get it, right? And it was just kind of this forward thinking, ahead of the curve, sort of that yourself and Nolan your partner in this. Yeah. You just really, I don't know. It was something London really needs, and something that I was so grateful that the two of you really took control of this, and man, it blew up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at the factory or Kellogg's, you had like thousands of people there. Is that correct?
We sold 1,000 tickets.
1,000 tickets.
Insanity.
And they sold out in 12 hours.
That's amazing.
Wow. So, let's, if we can kind of back up just a little bit.
Yeah. Like, holy moly.
Yeah. So, I don't know you. I know a lot of people that do know you. They speak super highly of you, and but I never, I just kind of saw you coming on the scene. I think maybe it was like 2 years ago or a year and a half, and you were everywhere, clearly, because you got like 3 thriving businesses. You have other things going on. You're on social media. I think I saw you on the stage at the Diplo concert or something. I'm like, she's everywhere, man. Like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
Right? There you go. I'm like, where's the energy come from? Like, how do you have kids? Like, can you talk a little bit about how you're balancing your energy, where you get your energy from, and it definitely for our listeners, because you're really inspiring, not just as a female entrepreneur, but like as an entrepreneur in general for all of us that are out there. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that, like energy balance and that? Yeah.
I think some people think like I'm absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I think when you love what you do, you wake up every day excited. And literally, I've been up since 5 this morning. I wake up super early. I've already been to the gym, training for High Rocks at the time right now. We've got over 90 athletes that are going to be competing in Toronto next weekend.
Nice.
And, I'm excited. I'm excited for my team. I'm excited I get up every day excited to do the work that I do. And I think that's, when you're in a job and you're in something that you don't love, that energy is not going to be there.
It's hard to find.
Yeah.
It takes a different kind of...
It does.
Something to find
I love when I know that my day is full. I thrive off a busy day, and and then there's some days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, and like it's like 11 o'clock, and I'm just starting to like wind down, I'm in the hustle, right? The hustle and the grind.
Yes,
this is it.
absolutely.
I feel like I hit my 40s.
Yeah.
We bought a 45 Westband. I was 40, and I feel like I'm 42 now. And in the last 2 years, I've just been in this hustle and grind, but I feel like I am mentally prepared for that. My kids are older. They're a bit more self-sufficient. Now, don't get me wrong. My family is my number one priority.
Yes.
I have 2 beautiful kids, an amazing husband, and I'm going to highlight him for a second because I wouldn't be here today or being able to do the work that I do today without a supportive spouse.
So important. Yeah.
So to me, that's super important when you have the support. And I've seen people who want to get into business and want to get into things, and if they don't have a supportive spouse, it's really hard for them to achieve the goals that they want to.
Troublesome.
Yes, where Bill's like my number one fan. He is like
So cool.
yeah. Even today, he's like, "Where are you going today?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm filming a podcast."
Yeah.
Okay, you look great. Have fun. Like he's so supportive and he's so
awesome.
wonderful. And I think that I need to like shout out to my family because they do see me coming and going. And my daughter, she's in her last year of high school, and she wants to go to Ivy. She wants to get into business, right? She sees her parents as entrepreneurs, and I think that's like super cool that she kind of knows the path that she wants to take as well. And I just think you lead by example, and I think too for us to have thriving businesses, our team, and again going back to our team that we have, they see how hard we work. And they love being part of that. We're not just sitting back saying, "You guys got to do this, this, this," and then we, take off for however long.
You're in the trenches. You're rolling up your sleeves.
And we show up. We show up in the gyms. We do the workouts. Like we eat, sleep, and breathe what we're doing and what we're promoting. And I think someone can easily sit there and promote their business, but if they actually don't believe in their business or they don't believe in the work that they're doing, then it's
not going to be nearly as effective.
It's not going to be effective. People need to.
love that.
Yeah, and I think too, like going back, I mean, yes, I kind of came onto the scene and kind of blew up as an entrepreneur. But really, what people don't see is the work that I did in the last 10 years
before.
I built my social media. I was in network marketing for 10 years. I had a network marketing business where I led a huge team. I was one of the top income earners in my company. And it was a lot of kind of like behind the scenes stuff that people didn't see. And then all of a sudden I come to this point and it's not just an instant blow up overnight. It was the 10 years of work that I put in prior to.
It gives me goosebumps.
Well, and you know what? We've talked about this before.
We have.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the tip of the iceberg. People, social media, whatever, and this is the trap that with the entrepreneurial world is everyone just shares the big wins. And it looks as though they were just lucky, and you just need that one viral video, or you just need that one, whatever. But it's the
reps,
the reps and the experience of like stumbling and tripping and falling and getting back up and going, I won't do that again, and let me try this. But the constant move of moving forward, I think, is the other piece there. And then what I'd like to chat about, and I think it's a big part of the success you've been able to have, is the community aspect of it.
100%.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think we kind of touched on it a little bit there, but can we take a bit of a deeper dive on that?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, and again, with 10 years experience prior to coming into this, I grew a team and I was in a huge leadership role. And it's funny because it's really hard to look at yourself as a leader. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm a leader and I'm a damn good one.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, you got to fake it till you make it a little bit, but then I was like, I came into this position in this role and I was like, no, like it's when you show up, you do the work, people see you consistently doing the work. It's not me sitting there and faking it. It's me actually showing up for my team, leading from the front so that they see the work that I'm putting in. And how can I say to someone, you have to do this when I'm not doing it myself? So again, that to me, and then coming into these gyms, being a leader to our team was huge, but also just to our community and like doing fun things where we want people to come into this space and grow organically and authentically into themselves.
Nice.
And we want to meet people where they're at. It's mandatory. Our coaches need to be smiling at the front door. They need to be greeting people. They need to know people's names because, and I would rather teach those, like I would rather hire someone who is so sweet and so nice and personable and just a smile on their face. I can teach them how to coach. But you can't teach someone how to be happy.
Not be a prick.
Miserable.
Miserable.
There's certain things you can teach and there's certain things that you can. And I really look for like those people who just have it in them, that they're people. And
love that.
they, and that's what builds this community. When someone new walks in the door, like F45 definitely seem intimidating, right? And especially we have a lot of members that stick around. I mean, I've been doing F45 since 2019, 18.
Oh, so you were a member before you
bought it.
I was a member.
Oh,
Member
that's
turned coach.
interesting.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's another wrinkle.
Member turned coach,
And
turned
then
owner.
And then turn owner.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I had I loved the community aspect.
Yeah,
And
great.
I loved but then there were so many things where I'm like, oh, I wish I could do this and I wish I could do this, but it wasn't my business.
Yeah.
And so when the opportunity came up, and I will say this too, I wouldn't have been able to do this business with anyone else other than my business partner, Amy.
I've heard you talk about her on, I think our buddies Uncapped. Were you on? Yeah. You're talking about Amy, and it resonated with me because I've got a business partner as well who is kind of very operational. I'm the guy with the ideas. Same with these guys too. I'm always like, hey, what about this? What about this? And then some like Scott or Alex or my business partner, Mike, they'll force me to slow down and take pause. And it's a really good partnership that way.
Yeah.
But I continue to be kind of the face of like my other business, my marketing business. So is that kind of how that works with you guys?
Yeah. And life's busy. And I think a lot of people probably like, oh my God, how is she doing all this?
Yeah.
But, we've hired the right people. And I think that's important, right? Like I hire out things that I can't do, when it comes to, Amy and I, we both, like she's more operational sides where I'm the side where I get to show up. I get to have fun. I get to do all the community events. Like,
nice.
I think I'm like a really good party planner.
Yeah.
Like,
There's your next business.
Yeah. That's, I can probably like whip together a wedding, no problem.
Yeah, probably at this point.
I love hosting events. And so like, there's that community aspect. We do fun things for our team. We've done axe throwing. We do Christmas galas. Like we do something fun at Christmas time. We bring speakers into the gym and people who can provide value for the members. And that's very appreciative of as well, right? We're running
cool.
this High Rocks program and hiring the right people to run our run club.
Wow.
And to, so you have to find like, where's your strengths, where's your weaknesses, and wherever your weaknesses are, you want to hire them out.
Yeah.
So I think that's what people like, we have studio managers and head coach, and we have these positions that we've filled because these people are taking on the member aspect of it, the coaches aspect of it. So it's not falling all on my shoulders so that I can thrive
Can rely on
in
your
the
teammates.
things.
Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
a lot of entrepreneurs, they start their business and they're like, well, I'm going to save money and I'm going to do everything myself. That's going to bite you in the ass because you got to find out where's your strengths and then where can you hire out. I don't love folding laundry and cleaning my house. That's why I have a house cleaner.
There you go. No, I honestly, it is that mindset. It's Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. I don't know if you read that book or I'm really kind of into his book right now. And it is about that. It's like, what is your time worth? And then can you get someone else to do that? Can you buy back your time? So now you can like 10x your value, right? And it seems like it's just such a simple mindset shift that a lot of people, myself included, before I got into this, didn't really see that. I'm like, I'll just do it all myself, right?
Yeah.
And then you burn out.
Yeah,
and then
because you think that it's you're doing the right thing. It's responsible.
Yeah.
Maybe, right? I don't know. Maybe that. So
I know what you mean.
Here's where I'd like to go next, actually, and I think this would be fun to talk about. So you remember. You're loving the community already, so there was a nice community aspect from the beginning by the sounds of it, which kept you around for a minute.
And the workouts kicked my ass, and I was like,
Yeah.
I like that I could show up for 45 minutes and I didn't have to think about it. I came from a personal training background, so I knew how to program my own programs. I used to compete in fitness shows. So I knew how to,
drill.
I knew the drill. I knew what to do, but I liked going into an F45 where there was a community and we got our asses handed to us for 45 minutes. And then I left and I was like, that was fun.
Yeah.
And it was, and I didn't there was no distractions, and time is valuable.
Yeah.
Because I was going to the gym and
Efficiency.
spending like an hour and a half at the gym.
Right.
And now you
Right.
cut it in half, and you're probably a better workout.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the best shape of my life right now.
I'll bet. Yeah. I know a lot of people that do it and they just love it. Your West Bend, like I have a lot of friends and that go there and they're just like, it's like an addiction. They're like addicted to it,
It
right?
is.
Why?
They can't. Yeah.
Because it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like it's while you're in it, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna die. And then afterwards you almost get this adrenaline rush, like, oh, that was so it is. It's especially these like harder hybrid cardio classes. You're like, that just kicked my ass, but man, do I ever feel good.
Well, you
It's
meet
like this,
people where they're at, you said, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like I have, my fitness game is pretty weak these days.
Well, you're coaching about 10 hockey teams, so you're on the ice.
but I know I could, show up and I don't have to try to keep up. Right? Like,
you pick your pace.
You gotta pick your pace, which I think is
you
great.
pick your weights, you pick your pace, you know.
And that's what, so F45, the 45 minutes, the F, is it like functionality or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So functional. I mean, like you look at the things we have to do every day, from like, getting up and down and, picking up kids. These are all functional movements that will help you in your day-to-day life.
Nice.
And, being in this business, I mean, I've been in this F45 world for years now, but being in the business and actually watching our members go through these transformations and like, it doesn't happen overnight. It's like, okay, you start to see it really with the members that are like, I get it. I'm coming here now 6 days a week. 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm consistent. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, like your arms are popping. Like what, like, wow, you've really leaned out. And they're just like, I just decided that 2 days a week just wasn't enough for me. I went all in and I was like, but this is
awesome.
It's there. The proof is there that it works. It's a proven method. The workouts are so well designed and,
cool.
put together.
So
efficient.
One thing that we've talked about before is when you're working on your business or you're intimately involved with a business or an industry or a space, it's being able now you have enough experience where you can recognize opportunities to improve, to enhance, to grow revenue. So obviously, you mentioned earlier, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, but it wasn't my business. So can you tell us about the things that you eventually were able to do and what impact that made after you kind of acquired the gym?
And again, the previous owners, they're friends, like they're great people. I know them. They're still members in our gym. They still love F45.
Wow,
that is very cool.
That's what I mean. Like it's like literally like once an F45 member, like you're always like an F45 member.
It's awesome.
And so I think that just it might not have been like their full-time thing, and also like finding the right team and all that stuff, right?
There's a lot of other hidden variables too, right?
There's a lot, And so like for us, we came in, we wanted to make our we do challenges about twice a year. So we have a big one coming up in October, and everyone gets so excited. It's a 45-day challenge, but we throw boards on the walls and there's stickers involved and there's check-in forms, and it's just the accountability becomes to the next level. And so I've always knew that I wanted to run some really epic challenges, and we were able to do that, which is great. We implemented Run Club, which was fantastic. And we found a charity to run for. So we did like a 6 to 8 week Run Club program. We start it usually in April.
Okay.
And then we usually find a run in June. And then, we all show up, we wear matching shirts that say F45 London. We run this city, and the organizers at these events are like, where did you guys come from? And, you bring like 60, 70 people to these runs and you show up and you raise, $5,000 for this organization. It's so impactful, and it's just such a cool experience. So that was one. Like I said, High Rocks is another. So offering these extras, right? Like I said, to have 90 athletes competing in High Rocks Toronto, and we've affiliated our gym now with High Rocks.
So wait, 90 members of your community are heading to this competition?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've seen some of the High Rock stuff. Jess Davis, one of our guests. Yeah, she's involved in that. And
her and Jen.
That sort of thing. Her and Jen, and two of our previous guests are doing it. Yeah.
They're members at your gym as well?
Yeah,
Jen is okay. But they do the High Rock, High
train
Rock
together.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So how many
awesome.
I mean, I imagine there's a number of other communities that are bringing groups of people to these events. Like 90's got to be a big number, though.
it's a very big number.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
F45 is flying down this weekend and highlighting our gyms, but they're also highlighting, we're highlighting 3 teams from our High Rocks community, and the film crew is going to actually go and film them in Toronto and like film like a whole documentary kind of on.
Are you serious?
I love that. I love that.
That is so
It's such a flex for
damn
us. Like
cool.
it's
It is
so
a
cool.
flex.
Like,
It's a
it is-
flex for you. It's a flex for London. And like I said before, like I get so jacked up when I see people like you and Nolan and your partners representing London, because like we're from London, you know. I went away to school and Scott would, you know, but we have our families here. London's home. And I just think London has so much more to give. And then when I see people like you really showing, you know, what London's capable of, or what the community, like building communities, it's really exciting for our city. Right.
Yeah.
And so that's a question I really wanted to ask you, but I've been thinking about a lot is that, you know, for you, yeah, I feel like you could be anywhere in the world and be successful, but why London? What is it about London? Is there potential? What do you see about, you know, our city in terms of potential?
Yeah,
you know?
and that's a great question. I mean, like I grew up in London. My family's here, and my husband, his family's here, and obviously like our kids are in school here. And so London's home, and, you know, it's really easy to say, ugh, London, you know, or whatever, and pick apart all the bad things. But, you know, this is our home, and this is where we are going to spend many more years of our life. I mean, who knows, you know, in the next however many years when you retire, where you end up or where you're going to be. But most likely London it's home for a very long time, and you want to make the best of it. So being able to like have these communities with the gyms are amazing, because it gives that community aspect, but still like health and wellness aspect of it as well. Coffee Club was something that we felt was missing. And what's really cool is like since coming into Coffee Club and owning that, so many opportunities with local businesses have come from that, of like us partnering with locally owned businesses that own restaurants and bars, that we can partner with them. And when we see things like Horizon Fest pop up or the Backyard Fest, we're kind of like, their organizers are coming up to us and saying like, hey, can you share this with our communities?
Nice.
And like, so it's us being able to, so we love going to these local events. And so Nolan and I, we went to the Backyard Fest. And some fun things happened there. And it was, it was just a good time, but it was like, it was able, like, I love being able to promote these things. And I think too, like, it's sometimes hard to find all the fun things that are happening in London. You kind of have to source them out a little bit.
Yes.
Like I kind of wish it was like an easier way to like find out all the events that are happening.
Yeah.
But more and more things are happening.
It seems like it. Yeah.
London is a music city.
Yeah.
And like, I remember being like, what does that mean? But we do. We bring a lot of festivals. We bring a lot of artists. There's a lot of musicians, and
there is a lot of artists.
A gym member of mine said to me the other day, she's like, I just think it's so cool. She's like, I went to a bunch of bars on Saturday night, and every bar I went to was playing live music, and I was like, I love that.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I love that, right?
Exciting.
And I like that this is kind of like these bars and these restaurants are kind of catching on to like people like entertainment.
Yeah.
People want to be entertained. People want to have a reason to go out to something. And so I just think London's getting a little smarter with the entertainment aspect.
Yeah.
So much there. So much there.
And I mean, it's sorry, Scott.
No,
but
you're good.
It's one thing to, this is my thing with people like you and like amazing people like you that are just doers, right? And it's like, it's one thing to be like, oh, you know, we could use this, or hey, you know, I wish we had this. But then you and Nolan go out and you get it and you make it happen. But what is that about you guys that you're actually like, screw it, we're gonna do it, we're gonna make it happen? Is it just like, is it that you have experience and you're not afraid to fail, or what is it about you that in your mindset they're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go do it, we're gonna do it, I don't care what anyone thinks, and sure enough it blows up and becomes like an amazing thing for London?
Yeah. I think I don't live in a scarcity mindset. I think like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? You know, it doesn't do well. Okay, whatever.
Nice.
And so for us, it was like, we saw it blowing up in Toronto and LA and other big cities. So we're like, what do we have to lose?
Why not here?
Let's get on this now
put
before someone else comes up
on
with
the
the
show,
concept.
put on the show, do what we do, use the experience that we have, right? And it sounds like you and Nolan have unique experience, which kind of complements you as a pair.
Nolan lived in Toronto for years and was owned a ton of different bars and was very successful in that bar industry.
So he knows that side of it.
Yes, where my focus is really about community and bringing people together. So we have this like perfect duo.
Team.
Yeah.
We are. We really like I said, the partnerships I have in my business, they are strategic partnerships.
Yes.
They're not, someone asked me to partner. I literally don't think I could own these gyms with anyone else but Amy. Amy is the perfect partner for me in this. She allows me to be me. And I allow her to be her. But at the end of the day, we come together, we talk, we have open communication, and we want the best for our gyms. We've always said
Common goal.
Yeah. And same thing with me and Nolan. It's a common goal. We, with his expertise and my area of expertise, I just feel like it's a very nice
Combination.
fit.
Yeah. No, I know that's amazing. It definitely, and just from my experience, I've had businesses that have failed. I had a business with a friend, great friends, shitty business partners, right? But you're like, oh yeah, right. It's not always like you do have to kind of choose that partner like a marriage or whatever, because you do have to play off each other's strengths and weaknesses. I want to talk about kind of this entrepreneurial kind of mindset, because a lot of our listeners, I don't know, they're like, hey, I want to start a business, but I'm listening to Meaghan talk and she makes it seem so easy, and she just starts a business and it does great. Oh, good for her. She's lucky, right? But and that's not the case.
Lucky.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd like you to maybe go into that mindset before you became an entrepreneur. Was it something you always aspired to do? Were your parents entrepreneurs? You mentioned your husband as some inspiration in that as well. Was this always something that you aspired to do, or you just kind of started to get into that mindset and be like, okay, this is working, let's try this. Oh, this is, and you get those reps in, like Scott says.
Yeah. My parents were not entrepreneurs. They worked, the 9 to 5, and I think like I said, I can't thank Bill enough for being someone who has pushed me.
Nice.
He's helped to push me in many ways. He saw such potential in me. When I presented even the network marketing business with doTERRA, I was using the products. And again, I will never say or share anything that I don't believe in.
Yeah. And
I was using these products on myself, on my kids, and when it was the opportunity to do it as a business, he looked at me and he was like, you got to do this. You got to, this is, and just having that reassurance of you got this, you can do this. That really kind of helped me to see my potential. And in that, within about 4 to 5 years of doing that business, I had friends say to me wow, the transformation in you is unbelievable.
Really?
I became confident,
Yeah.
and especially when you go into a business like this, where it's you're in a leadership position. And again, there was probably a point there where I was like, I got to fake it till I make it. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I just kept leading by example and doing the things that I was telling my team to do in order to be successful. And I grew a very successful business with that. And I think what that taught me, and again, it's all about the experience. It doesn't happen overnight. Becoming a leader overnight, an entrepreneur overnight, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens when that you go through the growth. And I've gone through exponential growth in my life over the last 10 years, over the last decade.
Wow.
But personal development, right? I listen to podcasts and I will read the books, and I'm inspired by people who walk the walk and talk the talk, right? I think that, yes, it's scary. And if anyone follows me on social media, I do not post the tears or the frustration or, the hurt when someone might leave the team or, there's a lot of things that people don't see. And I think that we don't share all those hard moments. I've worked with people who have helped me in the past be like, you need to be more vocal on social media, but it's just, I kind of just show up the way I feel or like kind of feel like I need to show up.
Love it.
You know, during COVID and all that time, like people were getting really loud about all these other things. I just put my head down and was like, how can I make people better? So I created a fitness program, an online 6-week training program.
Oh, you did?
I created a recipe ebook because I thought people needed to eat better. I created a 5-day cleanse because people just wanted to just feel better. And I created my YouTube channel, which really didn't go anywhere, but I created it for people that needed it. And so I just felt like there was, you know, when you do those things, you go extra. And, you know, I think saying yes too, right? There's a lot of times where people are like, why are you saying yes to this? They're not paying you for this. Why are you? I go, it's not about the money. And I think sometimes you have to put that aside to be like, this is going to help me to grow. This is an experience that I'm not turning down because I'm not getting paid for it. I'm showing up because this is an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity for me to get experience of putting myself out there.
Love that.
So
That's powerful.
this is a masterclass.
Yes, it is.
I'm not even kidding.
I'm taking notes.
So
For myself.
because I think it's action. You're moving. You don't know where you're going to end up. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need to know what's going to happen before you take that next step, right? You're just, so there's got to be listeners out there who say, yeah, oh wow, she's so lucky. All these things have happened for her. It's like, well, no, it's not by accident.
She made it happen.
Right?
Yeah.
But movement like creates more momentum, right? And just get your feet moving.
Yes, and make the connections, right? Like
Give a shit about the people you're meeting and
100%.
and actually engage and invest your attention to find a way to
people aren't going to be
that.
banging on your door. You got to bang on theirs.
Yeah.
If you want something, you got to go after it. And you want a connection with something, you find that person that can help you connect you with that person. I was in the fitness world for a long time. And my goal at that point was to do a fitness show. What I do, I found a trainer, I got on stage, I made it all the way to the Arnold's.
Wow.
Just because I put my head down and I was like, well, what do I got to do to get there? And I then got into fitness modeling. And I did over 10 international fitness covers with different magazines.
Holy crap.
How did I do those?
That's a whole podcast on its own.
I found the photographers that worked for the magazines.
Yeah.
Contacted them and booked shoots with them.
Nice.
They loved working with me.
Yeah.
You
got
ended
on
up
a
on the
magazine.
cover.
So like, what did I do here? I like everyone's like, who's your agent? I'm like, I'm my own agent.
Agent.
Yeah.
Man, holy shit.
Meaghan, you mentioned, sorry, because I'm going to forget about this, but you mentioned something, you don't live by a scarcity mindset. Can you explain that? Because like, I think I know what you mean, but I want our listeners or viewers to kind of like really understand that.
Fear is debilitating. And I think that there is a fear of rejection. There is fear of what other people are going to think. And a lot of people live in that. A lot of people care. A lot of people won't post on social media because they're scared of the judgment they're going to get.
Right.
I really don't give a shit.
Good.
I don't care.
Judge away.
Judge away. You know, if you don't like me, don't follow me.
Yeah.
If you are drawn to me and the work that I'm doing and the community that I'm building, hey, this is the place for you. And again, you have to just realize like you might be for some people, but you might not be for everyone.
Right.
And maybe that energy might just completely like be like, this girl is way too much. Like I gotta unfollow her.
Sure.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And I don't I really like, it's not that I don't care because like I think especially being female we do tend to care a lot more.
Sure.
I mean male female it doesn't matter but you know we can be females can be sensitive and and there's definitely things that can happen that it can hurt and but I'm not going to live in that fear. Like I'm not going to let someone like the judgment of someone else debilitate me.
Nice.
And so I think we just need to not live in that scarcity and like we need to, you know, if you are wanting to build something and you want to do something epic, you know, and I've realized this with my businesses is it's, you're not going to please everyone and you have to be okay with that. You have to go, that's okay. I'm not for everyone, and that's okay.
It's probably a relief when you finally have that realization too, because now you're not concerning yourself with the nonsense. It gives you an opportunity to focus on what's important, to make that next move, to take that next step, and to build on whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, I don't focus on negatives. I don't focus on drama. Like I live a very, drama-free life, and, I do the work I need to do. I have amazing people and business partnerships, and, the people that like our studio managers, and everyone just works so well together, and there's no need. And the last thing you need is having a team where you're like tiptoeing, and you just need to be able to be yourself and have them see your vision and your values and what it is that you are wanting to build, so that they can join you in it.
Yeah,
So cool.
It is. It kind of just triggered like a thought in my head there about adversity, and just kind of like even myself building my own businesses, I've become more comfortable with adversity, right? So it's like every time something's going well or going easy, I'm like, oh shit's gonna like here. Where are you, adversity? You're coming. There you are, and I welcome it, right? And it's almost like you have to be comfortable with understanding that adversity is going to come. It's going to be hard. It's going to be extremely hard. 100%. It's going to take you in every which direction. But if you're prepared for it, again, the moment something goes well in my business, I'm on high alert, because I'm like, shit's going too good right now. Something's gonna go. And sure enough, okay, good. There 100%. You are. I'm going to,
100%. There's always going to be that. It's going to be that, you're going to have all these wins, but then you're going to have a loss, or you're going to have something that comes up that's going to be like, oh, I just feel like a failure. And I've had this conversation with my husband where I'm like, on the verge of crying and being like, I just feel like a failure. And he just looks at me and just laughs at me. He's like, are you kidding me right now?
Like, get through it. You've been here before.
Yeah, you've been here before. And I'm like, you just like have to have a big like old cry or a big scream. And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to just keep on trucking.
But that's the mindset of being an entrepreneur, is being okay with having a bad day, or being okay with those losses, right? Yeah. Because tomorrow's a new day. You're going to have 2 more wins, or
and you can deal with anything that's thrown at you. And I think that's where, again, living in that scarcity mindset is like, oh my God, I'm just thinking of all the things that can go wrong in my business, and I'm thinking of all the things that I'd have to be like, how I'd have to face all these things, and you just need to know that like everything, you can figure it out. Everything is figure outable.
I love that. Figure outable.
Yeah, everything.
That's awesome.
You can figure it out.
Yes.
And like,
absolutely.
And if not, like you can talk. You can like figure it out by talking to your partner and coming up with ways and strategizing ways of like, how are we going to make this happen? Or how are we going to deal with this situation?
Nice.
And everything is, you can deal with it. You can deal with everything.
I love it.
When you're in that scarcity mindset, and you're in that sort of, paralyzing fear state of making a move or taking that step, you start telling yourself stories that aren't even real. You're making shit up in your head. You're looking for reasons for why you can't or why you shouldn't, and you're literally building up a case for yourself to sit on your ass. And that's not a recipe for success.
No.
It's just not going to get you there.
That's a good point.
You
right?
have to be in motion.
You got to be in motion, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about it before many different times. You just got to get your feet moving.
100%.
Something we talked about earlier, and Alex just showed us off camera. We're going to have to talk about summer in Greece, but maybe before we get there, email lists.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, and this is my kind of perspective. Some of us may follow a newsletter or be on some lists, and there's different types of lists. There's like, the Temu lists where like everything's free and you just got to collect your free shit, and it's, there's the spammy kind of stuff that you're in there, and some of those that you're subscribed to you never even open.
Yep.
But there's some very successful companies who have email lists. They're curated lists, and they often will have a community aspect to it, and they make bank. They rake. in my mind, it's like, okay, well, you've got tens of thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of subscribers on your list. And that's when you'll start to generate opportunity, right? And there's this, and I'm guilty of it. It's like, holy shit, how am I ever going to get there? And you talk about the paralyzing, not like, I've thought about lists for a long time. I've never really gone down that path. But with the Coffee Club, kind of overnight, social media kind of blew up a little bit. You got some following, but you got a bit of a list here. And it's not a massive list. It's grown. It's probably growing.
Yep, 100%.
But tell us about that and how you've been able to kind of capitalize on having a nice, tidy little list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that started back when I was in my doTERRA network marketing days. Like, I created a website and I gave basically a little ebook away for free, but you had to subscribe to get the free ebook.
Nice.
So I started generating, so I have, of my personal subscribers, I have 1,000. I think maybe it's like 1,500 now. But then that links them to my recipe book, my online programs. So I created this, so you kind of create something, especially if you're depending on your business, but create something that's valuable for people. So for my business, it was, it was just like a usage guide on how to use essential oils. And so again, it was just kind of like a lifestyle guide, but it was a free guide that people would get, and I would create my email list. So then now all of a sudden I've got 1,500 people to market my programs to, right? So with Coffee Club, we really didn't know what was going to happen. It was really just kind of like, let's just try this out. We started our first one in a coffee shop, saw that we sold tickets. I think we had released that like maybe 3 or 4 weeks prior to the event. And it took us up to 2 weeks to sell the tickets.
First one was that Backroads, was it?
It was, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're selling how many tickets? 30,
that
40?
one I think was a 90-person venue, so it wasn't that big. But again, it was like, let's just get our feet wet. Let's just see what the response is.
Yeah.
We really kind of leaned on the F45 community too. We marketed it to them and said, hey guys, this is a concept that we have, come out. So we had a lot of our members come out, and it was a lot of fun. The music was great. The vibes were great. Daytime party, coffee, espresso martinis. And then from there, we were like, the social media started growing, and we thought, let's create a subscribers list so that when we release these tickets, our subscribers get first access. So kind of they're not really getting a freebie, but they're getting something from being on that list. And that is that they get first access.
There's some value for them to give you, cough up their contact info.
100%. Yes. So we created our subscribers list. And basically before any parties released, we kind of were like, subscribe to our subscribers list. Tickets are going to be on, we will announce usually let's say on a Monday. All right, guys, this is our next party. This is our next venue. Tickets will sell fast. So tickets will be released to our subscribers at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. So then all that day and the next day, we are promoting the subscribers list. And so then people are jumping on that list because they do want first access. So they get at 9 a.m., they get that Eventbrite link into their inbox.
Nice.
And they have their access.
So smart.
It is smart. I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah. And we, and then that's when we started to see that tickets would sell really quickly because people were like, well, we're on the subscriber list, so I'm going to grab my ticket now because then we would open it up to general public around noon. But then it got to the point, some of these events that we've run, we've sold out in either, 4 hours to 12 hours, and they're gone within the day. So
how sweet is that when you can plan an event a week later and you can sell it out in a couple of hours?
Well, and I mean, it is a good takeaway for those young new entrepreneurs is start to develop that list, because it's a captured audience that
dude, we don't have a list. I feel like a piece of shit.
Get on our list.
Did I just inspire you guys to create a subscribers list?
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
No, really, this
I
is,
agree.
Like you said, masterclass. We're learning
for
here.
sure. Well,
this
man.
is something that, imagine we've been building a list since this time last year.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And
we might have 3 people subscribe.
But we were able to, to our community, now we can do really fun things. So when the promoters of the Backyard Fest contacted us and was like, we would love to link arms with you guys. So they actually gave us a couple tickets to give away at our last coffee club party.
Nice.
And then they actually created a QR code, or not a QR code, but a coupon
promo code or something.
For a percentage off on tickets. And we were able to send that out out to our subscribers list, and we basically just titled it like, here's a gift to you guys from us.
Yeah.
And if especially this community, like we like to bring in like EDM and house music and stuff like that, right? So this was an event that is EDM, house music, concert, like fun festival vibes.
Yeah.
And so being able to kind of get back and be like, how would they have gotten that if we would have just been able to post it on a link on social media?
Yeah.
A couple hundred people might have seen it.
Yeah.
This went into 2,000 inboxes.
Oh, man.
So it's definitely a nice tool to have as a business
cool.
owner, is when you kind of cultivate and create that subscribers list, because not everyone is going to see socials. A lot of people aren't always
Right.
on there.
Yep.
And how else are you getting a hold of people to say like, hey guys, this is an event that's happening. We want you guys to be there. You're part of this community now.
Yeah.
There's a big key there though, and you like the value prop, right? And not only are you bringing some value, but you've been able to like actually position it so that your subscribers are like waiting for the email.
Yeah.
It's not like you're
They're
not
anticipating
interrupting my day and
Right.
my inbox now with a shouting at me with this like promo. It's like, hey, what are we doing next weekend? I think we're around on Sunday. Oh shit, I'm gonna wait and make sure I get in on the action when I get that early heads up about what's coming up next weekend. Right? So it's the fact that you have the list is one thing. The second piece is like, well, how are you using it? What are you doing? How are you treating your subscribers?
Yeah. You don't want to bombard them. And like sometimes if the event, like we've had events, especially in the summer, like again, we just launched in February. So navigating through certain months has been really interesting.
Yeah.
Summer here in London, people just go to cottages.
Yeah.
Like we get it. Like I'm
Yeah.
in Europe. Like there's people
There it is.
go.
It's the segue.
People go away, and we're just kind of not every single event sells out when you launch the tickets, right? It really has to resonate. The venue has to be the right place. The DJ has to be the right. Like there's certain things that people are maybe looking for when it comes to a coffee club event or one of our events. So there are times where we will like maybe send out kind of more of that email like, hey guys, tickets are 50% sold out. There's still a chance to get them. Gather up your friends. Let's have a fun night or a fun day, right? So
Yeah, nice.
But you're not bastardizing your list, right? You're not.
No.
And so do you spend some time, like are there times where you're like we just sent this note, I don't think it's the right time, or like are you having a conscious kind of?
Yeah, we do. And then sometimes we're like, well, you know what, we still have a few tickets left. So like that Sunday morning, we'll be like, hey guys, it's not too late. Come and join us. So things like that, where it's just, and sometimes when it just lands in people's inbox, like they might go, oh, that party's 4 weeks away. I don't know what I'm doing then.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So then like
Yeah.
having
I don't know
that
what I'm doing
reminder.
tonight.
Yeah. So then that way it's like a 2-week reminder that the event's happening, or a week out is important for us to be like, hey guys, especially if there's tickets, if the tickets sell out, then they're sold out. But when we can utilize that list to promote more sales for sure.
Nice. We've talked about F45 Coffee Club. Can we talk about FS8? Is it FS8?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's Pilates, right?
It's
So
Pilates.
can you, because that's a fairly recent business that you started.
Yeah, it's only been open for we're in our 3rd month right now.
Oh, that
So,
recent. Okay.
Yeah.
So brand new.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
I can.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
I want to
please.
talk about
Yeah.
that.
Can we?
Yeah. So it is actually under the F45 umbrella. So
Oh, okay.
if you've been to F45, we have TVs on the screen. All the workouts are put together in headquarters by really well-known
By David
professional. Yeah.
Or Mark Wahlberg?
Well,
Are
they're
those
both
two guys?
gone.
Oh,
They're both gone.
sorry. Okay.
They're
We'll
both
edit
gone.
that out. Sorry.
But you know what they've done is they've made it very like they only had at one point like one athlete on the screen, and that's who you'd follow. And they've had these like big celebrity names, but what they've done is they've picked people in the communities, and they've chosen different athletes from different countries to represent their brand.
Nice.
And
Smart.
these are F45ers through and through. And so I love that they've made it a little bit more about a community base opposed to like a celebrity base.
I love that.
So so that kind of concept's changed a bit. But the workouts are devised in a way that they are like there's strategy behind them. There is a lot of science behind how the workouts are structured. And it's the same thing with FS8. So FS8 are like all the workouts are designed by Pilates, like high-level Pilates instructors.
Can you explain Pilates? Like, I don't really know what it is. I know a lot you
gotta
may
get you
not.
guys
Do you know
out.
what it is?
You know what? Before we
You
go
didn't tell
there,
me you know what it is.
No, I'm not. But you talked about F45 earlier and then FS8 and the difference between like maybe high impact, low impact.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm more like a low impact kind of
Yeah.
guy.
So we have 18 reformers. So the reformers are the Pilates reformers. But our concept is a Pilates, yoga, and tone concept. So we're not strict Pilates where like it's a quiet studio. A lot of, not a lot of like there are high energy, like Legree's high energy studio as well. There's music playing and instructors are great. And there's like just different ways of looking at Pilates. But with FS8, we actually bring in weights. So we do resistance work and then we get on the reformer. We get
What's
into
the reformer? Yeah, what's the reformer?
The reformer is it's like a movable bed.
Oh,
like
that I've seen. It's the machine
it's the
that you stretch on, and it forces
there's
you to.
Cables
So
and
so I think so. There's like 20 of these machines, or a bunch
18.
of these. 18.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, so 18 of these machines and then each person has machine through the workout.
And then there's the screens on the wall. So the screens are like one of those things, especially with Pilates, and a lot of like Pilates isn't a new concept to London, but it's becoming more and more well known and people want to try it. It's kind of a big buzzword. My daughter said it's so aesthetic. Like, get your matcha and go to Pilates. I'm like, okay.
Okay, well, hey, if it gets you there,
sure.
fine.
So it's just like this kind of it's just something that a lot of women are wanting, and especially women in their in their 40s who are kind of craving that lower impact. But the beautiful thing about FS8 is it is challenging, but it's good. You don't want to sit there and be bored on the reformer. You want to work, you want to challenge, you want to feel the shake, you want to feel the burn. We incorporate the weight so that you get the toning aspect, because as we get older, it's important to have muscle on our frame. So building muscle is a concept that we have brought into this Pilates concept. There is also a little aspect of yoga. We do have some restore classes as well. So it's a bit more on the stretching side, more restorative side, mobility side. Again, it's lower impact. Low impact doesn't mean it's easy. It just means it's not as hard on the joints.
Yeah, because I don't want to blow out my knee or my shoulder or something because I'm trying to haul around too much weight at too high intensity when I'm exhausted and I'm trying to chase a goal, or because I've done it, right? The CrossFit world, like I hurt myself doing way too many squats, way too exhausted with too much weight, and it was a knee thing, and it fucked up my back for like 4 years.
Yeah, and that's the thing. One thing goes off, everything else goes off.
I'm not
right?
interested in that.
So
like the yoga,
the
Pilates
concept,
is more
the
my
concept
style.
of this is great. And like my husband, he goes to FS8 3 days a week. He goes, it kicks my ass.
Wow.
But I love it. Like
Okay, so it's not just women. There's
my husband goes 3 days a week.
dudes, okay.
Yeah, he loves it. Like I'm like, Bill, you need to become an instructor.
That's awesome.
So he's loving it. But again, that just shows you right there. Like it's not just for women.
No.
For Bill, he's the same way. He's like, he can go to F45. He can do our resistance days, no problem. But he's like, those cardio days, they're not for me. And that's why we really wanted to bring in FS8 within our community, because we wanted to be able, because there are people that want to be part of our community, but they're like, I physically, like my body's not built to do these exercises. So then now we're giving everyone the opportunity to join us. So FS8 is great in that way, so that these classes are 50 minutes long. Our instructors are phenomenal. Our studio is just so calming, and like I'm so impressed with the build out of this and how everything went. Like it's just a really beautiful concept.
It looks amazing. It's on Fanshawe Park Road.
Fanshawe and Hyde Park.
Fanshawe, like I've driven by and I'm like, I like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the middle of an industrial spot, but the moment you walk in the doors, you're just like, wow, like where am I?
Yeah.
You kind of transport out of London, I think.
What are the hours of your gyms?
That's really cool.
So depending, we offer a 5:15 a.m. at West Bend. So nice. And that's a busy class. People want to get it in before they.
Yeah. I'll bet.
6, 7, and then at West Bend we're 6:15, 7:15. Yeah. And then we do a 9:30, a 12:15, and then we do a 5:30, 5:45 at Masonville, a 7 p.m. So we do have a late class at West Bend, and then at FS8 we have a 6, 7, 9:30, 12, and then we have our 2 evening classes. So 5:45.
We might have to check things out here.
Yeah, we'll have to have you guys out. It's a lot of fun.
I would love to. I mean,
but it's with our F45s. We didn't have to build that from the ground up. We bought existing F45s.
Sure.
Now, mind you, this summer we flipped them because the branding of F45 has changed. The walls are gray; they're not white anymore. They kind of got away from that kind of all-American feel, red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So now, if you see the gyms now, they're a little just more.
Yeah.
A little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
And
like
so
that.
we actually won the equipment flip and the whole flip from F45 because we came top 10 F45 in North America for one of our gyms.
Congratulations.
And so we
That's
then
awesome.
decided to flip both of them. So we got all new equipment. So the F45 gyms.
You won the flip?
won
You didn't have to pay for that shit?
Not one. Well, we paid for one, but
Wow.
we didn't have to pay for the other.
That's all right, though. That's huge.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I mean,
Another flex.
And
Another flex.
I mean, you do say that, you took on a community and membership, but obviously, you're wanting to grow, but retaining is a big thing
Retention,
too.
Well, that was
retention, right?
the flip. Yes, we won the one and we invested in the other. But regardless if we would have won this or not, we would have flipped the gyms because we wanted to show our members that we were so invested in them. We ended up getting the heavier equipment package as well. So we got Olympic barbells now, and that was a huge investment for us.
Yeah.
But we invested in our members because ultimately that's going to pay off for us. The members, and it also is bringing back old members. Like, hey, I saw you guys got heavier dumbbells, heavier kettlebells, heavier.
Some folks have moved on because you didn't have the
We didn't
equipment.
have it. And now we are like fully loaded and
Nice.
they walk in, it's brand new paint on the
Sweet.
walls, brand new flooring.
Oh, man.
Everything is brand new.
Yeah.
So we bought these existing gyms, which we flipped in August, which I'll tell you, I think I'm allergic to manual labor.
Even though you've worked out your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like
Manual labor's
assembling
different.
equipment
Yeah.
and assembling benches is
different,
not for me. I got itchy, I think.
Yeah.
So
Breaking out.
yeah, I kept going to my coach
be
Daniel.
here.
I'm like, do I have a rash? Like, I feel like I need to take a break. I'm going to
feels
Starbucks.
off.
Yeah, something's off. Anyways,
That's why
it
you
was
have
a
a team.
very intense 2 weeks of our life, but. Prior to these flips, we opened FS8, and that was a brand new build, right? So Royal Oaks Home were our contractors, and they were fantastic to work with.
Right on.
And they made that space into something so beautiful. But, we were supposed to open in April, and of course, things get delayed and things get pushed from headquarters, from everything. Like the boys working with them for contracting, I mean, everything went so smoothly and they stayed on track, where that's not always the case. But we were delayed in our opening. We opened, but again, this time we were like, we had all our trainers already figured out. And the cool thing with the team that we have over there is that when we announced, so in September of last year, we announced we're bringing this concept to London. We're so excited about it. We created a list,
There you go.
Imagine
right?
that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. And guess
Yeah.
how many people we had on that list?
Yeah.
1,000 people.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this was
You
our,
created a list of 1,000 people before the gym even opened.
yes.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And then we had our marketing campaign was like, you already have a list? Like, because they wanted us to
Yeah.
register. I'm like, yeah, we've already started the list. So we already had people. And not only that, it wasn't just a list, it was a Google form where it said, are you interested? Like, what are you interested in? Are you interested in coaching for us? Are you interested in becoming a member? Like, we asked questions.
Nice.
All of a sudden,
Smart.
I had women reaching out to me who were like, I want to be part of what you're doing. How can I be part of your team? I hired every single person at FS8
From that list?
from not necessarily from that list, but from them being like, we see what you and Amy are doing, and we want to be part of it.
Right on.
And so my team, I didn't have to put out a we're hiring advertisement. I never had to say once that we're hiring. People wanted to join us. And
Powerful.
that right there was so powerful that
Yeah.
we had our whole team already hired by December.
Yeah.
And we opened in
Just
June.
chomping at the bit,
Right,
waiting for those
and
doors
we
to
were,
open.
and then
Yeah.
they were going through their certification, so everyone was fully certified. Everyone, like the process was all in place. Everything was there, and they helped us to assemble the reformers. They did everything, and so everyone was ready to go. We opened our doors. We had our grand opening, and then 2 weeks later, we had the coaches do like their friends and family classes. We opened our door on a Monday. And then on Friday, I said, all right, team, I love you, but I'm going to Grace for 5 weeks.
Peace out.
And
Good luck, motherfuckers.
yeah. And that was very hard for me, but, and we were going to segue into this. I kind of figured I'd pull
That was
it
a
in.
way better segue.
That was a way better
But,
segue.
and I say this because, you know, I work extremely hard when I'm here. I am go, go, go. It doesn't stop. I'm constantly moving. But we have, like, my husband's Greek. We have a place in Greece that we go to every summer, and that is our happy place. And that is like,
You're not going
even
to give that up.
That's a
because
non-negotiable.
non-negotiable.
Like,
I love
and
that.
that's that balance that we talk about that you need to have, right? I mean,
Well, people say, like, it's, how are you going away for 5 weeks, 6 weeks? And I'm like, because I can.
Yeah.
Because I've helped to
that.
develop a team. I didn't just, okay, I'm leaving and you guys have to figure this out.
No.
I mean, there was kind of that aspect
there's
of,
probably
like,
a little
you know,
bit
we've
of-
only
Yeah,
been
but-
open for 5 days.
yeah,
you guys
but
have to figure it out.
you have a lot of trust in them. Obviously, they're
and they're
capable.
honestly, they're
and-
going to be so much better for it.
Well,
The
we
fact-
got to watch them
Yeah.
go into, you know, and Amy was still here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our studio manager. And we got to watch these girls step into a role. And, like, again, fake it till you make it. Or even just that role of, like, you know, you don't have a choice. Like, you have, like, we're
gotta figure it out.
we're pushing you into this role. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to have
Yeah.
members in this class, and you're going to teach it, and you're going to teach it fantastic.
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, we got
And-
belief and confidence
Yes.
that you're
Yeah.
you're capable.
That's empowering, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So
It's gonna
as much
suck
as it
at
was
times.
scary, I was able to shut her down. And the only people I spoke to while I was away for 5 weeks was Amy and Nolan,
Nice.
my two business partners,
Yeah.
to make sure, because we did have a coffee club while I was away as well.
Yeah.
So I needed to make sure everything was good there. But you know, having those, I didn't have coaches messaging me, or there was no members messaging me. It was just everything kind of just, and this is the best part about being a business owner and entrepreneur, is when you can step away from your business is growing and your business is thriving. And I came back after 5 weeks and it was like nothing even skipped a beat.
amazing.
So that made me feel very comfortable that I've got these three very thriving gyms that are growing. Now, FS8's still a very newborn baby.
Yeah, of course.
And we
Still
have a
needs
lot
some
of
love and
it-
attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
since we've been back, you know, we're pouring into it. We've got a lot of like a women's events coming up that we're going to be promoting at, and we have a marketing campaign coming out soon. And so there's all these things that are happening. But, you know, summer launching a business is not easy. It's a tough time, and a lot of people can go, "Oh, it's scary," and of course it is. But you know what? What are you going to do? Not do it?
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
the alternative here?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good. I mean, there's never going to be a good time. You can always
so
make
what happened in
excuses,
Greece?
right?
Like,
So,
oh shit, are we
yeah.
going to get to the goods here? What are we talking about, Alex?
It's,
I think the fact that I can leave for 5
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
no, that's-
yeah.
I think the
yeah.
fact that, you know, and again, it's not maybe in the books for everyone to do that, but, you know, for us, and even my husband being a business owner as well, he owned his own dental practice, and
Right.
a lot of dentists would say, like, how are you taking a month off work? And Bill's like, I have one life and I'm going to live it.
That's awesome.
I had a health scare back in 2014. I had a ruptured appendix and I went completely septic. And they told me I would have died within 45 minutes if they didn't operate on me when they did.
Oh,
shit.
I ended up in the hospital for 2 weeks on high doses of IV antibiotics. And it was kind of that moment where, like, for me, that was a very big moment in my life. And that happened right before I started my doTERRA network marketing business. And it gave me a different outlook on life. It gave me this outlook on life that we only live once, and our lives are short, they're precious,
You're
they're
45
valuable.
minutes away from it being over,
Yeah.
Done.
right?
Done.
Oh my God.
If that doesn't give you a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just the thing, right? So it's, even though I'm in these businesses, I want them to do well and I want them to thrive, I still want to live my life. And right now I've got these 2 children who are still wanting to be with us and hang out with us.
Yeah.
And, you know, even though they're teenagers, and people are like, well, they probably want to be with their friends. They want to be in Greece with us. They want to be
so
with us.
great.
And you know, it's just a matter of time until they get their boyfriends, girlfriends, and then they get married, and then they start their families, and, you know, time flies, right? And I just want to cherish this time with my family. So any chance I get, and even with my husband and I, like, we travel. You know, we're heading to Vegas in a couple weeks,
Nice.
and that's just for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
We have time for the 2 of us because we're the
important.
foundation of this family, right? We need to be solid. So we always make time for us, and we always make time for the family. So Greece is our family time, though.
I want to. I kind of want to finish on something that I wanted to ask you as well. We all have kids here. I think about this often about like, would I really encourage my kids to get into business ownership and entrepreneurship? And I kind of struggle with that because it's been quite a journey for myself through my own entrepreneurial journey, Scott as well. And but I want to ask you, like, is that something that you would encourage them to get into? Is this something they're interested in? They see
Daughter's
their parents,
going to Ivy.
you know?
She wants to go
She
to Ivy.
wants
So
to go to
clearly,
Ivy.
okay,
rolling
yeah,
up
we're
her-
talking
she's-
off mic
she's-
on that.
She's rolling up her sleeves.
So is that something that your husband and yourself are encouraging? That they see that in you guys, or are you like, no, don't do it?
We
Yeah.
you know what, we really encourage our kids to follow their heart and to do what they want to do and what they're drawn to. And Evie, you know, my daughter, it's cute because, you know, she's in grade 12, so she's kind of had to figure out what she wants to do with her life. And these kids have to figure it out at such a young age. So even at grade 9 and 10, I'd come into the kitchen and the two of them are like, what kind of a career would be good for this? And
Right.
and she really values my husband's opinion. Like,
Yeah.
they're very close. And, you know, she really
awesome.
wants to think about what she wants to be when she's older. And when she was in grade 10, she applied to do some, like, it was like a day at Ivy where you learn about, you know, the programming and the things that do. And she went online, didn't go through guidance counselors. She went online herself and applied.
Wow.
And she got in that summer and figured it out. And then that was 2 years ago. And still to this day, she's like, I really want
I'm
to go.
in.
I want to go to Ivy.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
whether my kids say they want to become doctors or lawyers or whatever, we will support them wherever they're at. And we want them to know what they want to do. We don't want to say to them, you need to get into business and you need to own your own business, or you need to, you know, we want them to ultimately follow their passion, because I want them to wake up every morning excited doing the work that they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I love that.
they have to love what they're doing.
Yeah. Amen. Oh yeah, for
Amen,
sure.
For sure. That's
Well, yeah, that's a good way. I mean, that's all I got. I've got a lot more, but you know, you're busy, and
the
we got to
schedule
let you go.
Yeah,
and,
we could probably talk all day.
we definitely could. We definitely could for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Meaghan, it's been like super inspiring. I feel like that was like literally 2 minutes of just like, you know, it went by so fast. Yeah. But yeah, such a mastermind, as Scott said, you know, major value for our listeners, for the two of us as well, obviously. And
there's just a lot of lessons in there. You know, thank you for just sharing your story and your trials and tribulations. It's feels like it's still just the beginning in some ways.
It's only been 2 years.
yeah. Oh,
Like,
well,
there's
you're just
still-
getting started.
And that's what
right?
Amy and I
Okay.
say. We're just getting started.
Like I
This is
said,
just
man,
the tip. Like, this is just.
yeah, you're everywhere.
are just getting wet.
Like, here's Meaghan over here. There's Meaghan on stage at Diplo. I'm like, man, this girl is killing it.
Okay, so how did that happen? We heard about that earlier, but how did that even happen?
That was a backyard fest, right?
That was the backyard fest. Yeah, it was just.
Diplo was. Did you even know Diplo was in London,
No.
Ontario? No, I didn't either.
I know.
How cool is that?
So backyard fest, how many people were there?
Oh gosh.
Is that like Harris Park?
It was at Harris Park. There was, oh my God, thousands of people.
yeah.
Oh, so
massive,
it
man.
was, okay,
It
so
was
big-
massive. Yeah,
big
it was
concert,
big.
big concert,
And it was a 2-day event too. So like they had the DJs on the Friday and the Saturday. And we, you know, I'm a big Diplo fan.
Yeah,
and
who isn't?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
I
awesome.
mean, I
Yeah.
listen to like the satellite radio, and I
Yeah.
listen to Diplo in my car. And,
Yeah.
yeah, we were contacted by the organizers. To
right, so
say,
you
like,
guys kind of teamed up,
collabed
yeah,
a little bit.
we
right.
collabed a
Great.
bit, and then
Yeah.
when I was there, I got to meet the organizer that reached out to me, and then he pulled
Did
us
you
up.
So
sell
you're on
it?
stage.
Did you
That's
sell it?
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So cool.
That's
So then,
so
yeah,
cool.
we
That's
didn't, and
for
then we didn't
sure.
think that we would actually be on stage when Diplo came out. But then all of a sudden, I look over.
There you are.
There he is. And then we
Let's
didn't get off the
go.
stage. We just, like, my girlfriends and I, we stayed up there and we danced all
Hell
night.
yeah.
It
Oh,
was-
so good.
Yeah,
No
the
kidding.
funniest thing was
Yeah.
they had a camera kind of in front of him. So from the what I could see was that it was just him on the screen, but there was cameras all around, and we were on the side. So when
Yeah.
the camera was shooting this way, you see like people were like taking pictures of us on like the Jumbotron,
That's
and I had no
wild,
idea.
eh?
And I was like, oh yeah,
That's
what the hell are you doing there? I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I don't know. I just,
That's
like
so
just
good.
have to kind of go with the flow
Yeah.
and see where the night
Yeah,
takes you.
another one of
That
life's
night was
surprises.
fun.
So a bit of a recap. We've got F45 West Bend, which is in River Bend.
Yes.
F45 Masonville as well.
Yes.
FS8, which is the Pilates studio on Fanshawe and Hyde Park.
Yes.
And then Coffee Club. Now, how do people get involved in Coffee Club if they want to go to these events and that sort of thing?
So they can check us out on Instagram. We have a website, Coffee Club London, and
Nice.
there is like as soon as that homepage pops up, it says become a subscriber, get first access to tickets.
Of course it does.
Yeah. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
and,
pops up there. You
Right
can
on.
subscribe so that you can stay in the loop. We usually will release an email saying something's coming. Tickets will be available on such and such a date, so people can kind of be prepared that there's going to be something showing up in their inbox, and then the tickets will be released to those subscribers at whatever time we had told them. So 9 a.m. on a Wednesday morning or something like that.
Awesome. Yeah. Is there an event coming up with the Coffee Club, or do you need to wait?
I don't know when this is going to be released. but,
When's this going up?
Next Wednesday.
okay.
Next
yes.
Wednesday.
Should I talk about our next event?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
let's
we're
go.
doing something a little different.
Oh,
Okay.
and the timing this is going to be
Alright.
perfect.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Yeah,
Yes, it
you,
is.
heard, you heard it here.
We're doing something a little different. We've decided to team up with Toboggan, and we are doing a Coffee Club Goes Dark Halloween edition. So we're doing
nice.
it on Halloween night
'Kay.
because we were kind of like, we love the theme of Halloween.
Yeah.
But for us to do it the Sunday before or the Sunday after when Halloween's on the Wednesday, it didn't make sense. So we wanted to throw an epic Halloween party. So we're going to be
Sweet.
doing that on the Friday, October 31st
Right on.
at Toboggan. And we'll be giving, we won't be having coffee that day. So this is why we're doing a little different.
Yeah.
But we will be doing best costume. Like it will be a full on Halloween costume party.
Sweet. Right on.
So check out the website.
Yeah.
Get on that list.
Get on the list.
If you want to, if that has any interest or excitement for you,
Yeah.
you might want to be a subscriber to make sure you get a ticket
Absolutely.
before they're
100%.
gone.
Don't miss out.
Don't miss out.
Yeah. All right, Meaghan. Well, thanks. It's been a blast. We really appreciate you coming in and being on our
great.
pod.
Yes,
and
thank you for
letting me
huge
share.
value.
No,
Oh,
thanks for
absolutely. Yeah.
Pleasure's
Yeah. Fascinating. So continued success, and we will, we'll keep following along, and we'll see you on
Same.
the next stage at the big event, whenever that's going to be.
I'll just keep them coming.
Right on. Yeah. Good.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks,
Thanks
guys.
again.
That's
Take
a
care.
wrap.
Okay. That's a wrap.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was great. That was so
Thank
good.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
that was
much.
awesome. Another great episode. Thanks for joining us. Please support our podcast. By supporting us, you can go to YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, go to our website, hustleandgrindpod.com. That way you can go and you can apply to be a guest. Listen to us anywhere that you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, all the channels. But we really appreciate your support. Keep listening. We have a lot of great episodes and a lot of great guests ready to go. We're going to keep coming hard at you here and digging into the hustle and grind of what it takes to be an entrepreneur and a business owner.